Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here, the best third slash fourth tier Pokemon Go battler in the world. And today I was going to try and build a team around Diggersby, but I actually went 2 and 8 in the matches because Diggersby is weak to fighting, it is weak to water, it is weak to ice, it gets walled by Altaria, it gets walled by all the flyers, and so I scrapped that. And I had 3 sets left, so I said I was going to wait until Ultra League started. And then a 98% IV, Frillish was outside my house. So I caught it and I'm like, okay, I've seen Jellicent so many times, I want to try it out. So I put this team together and I went 13 and 2 to end the Great League. So I'm going to show 9 of those battles now. And I run my Jellicent with Bubble Beam and Shadow Ball, but I may switch it to Ice Beam because I do like the coverage, and you'll see in a couple matches here where an Ice Beam really would have helped. So let's just get into the battles and see what happens. So in this first match, Mandibuzz, and this is what I learned after this first match too. So I have my Shadow Kanto Ninetales, which has been the MVP of the Great League for me, and a Deox, and I realized, oh no, Deox and Jellicent are both weak to Dark. So I'm glad this Mandibuzz is on the lead. So let the first foul play go through. I use a Weather Ball here. They shield, which is great because now I can do my combo play of going for the overheat. So I'm going to let this go as well, thinking they're not going to go down 2 shields to nothing. If I throw an overheat here, they'll let it go and then I can just easily counter down with the Deox or something. And they shield. So now they just burn both shields on their Mandibuzz, but my Ninetales went down. So now I have to come in with a weak Deox to this because at least the rock slides are going to hit for super effective here. And I don't have an ice beam on the Jellicent. So I got to throw the rock slide. I've got to burn both shields here because a foul play would be super effective against a Deox. So I'm hoping to get this out of here as quick as I can. And you'll see this ball. I don't know about anyone else. So Beedrill comes in here. I'll just talk after that. Beedrill comes in. I do the Psycho boost. This will do a good amount of damage, and I'm going to quick swap into the Jellicent because I can probably farm down here. And I had to reset the debuff on my Deox. So I think I'm just going to go for the hard farm down so I have a Shadow Ball loaded. I'm not worried about anything that's going to take me out today, here. So now I'm loaded with energy. They have no shields. I'm going to see what comes in. I look at the top right corner, saw to the Mandibuzz, so just through the Bubble Beam because that should be enough to take it out, or pretty close. Takes it out, and I should have enough to throw the Shadow Ball. The Toxicroak, I think I try and switch in, but my switch clock is not up yet. So I have to just try and keep spamming. I'm going to try and spam a Weather Ball here, or Bubble Beam, but I don't get to it in time. Good thing is Deox is very, very thick, so a Sludge Bomb is not going to take me out here, and I can just counter down. And I just counter down. What I was going to say is my wheel, you're going to see a lot of the wheels spinning. The games were so laggy today. Like one, I felt like I was playing in a couple of sets, I felt like I was playing in slow motion. I don't know if anyone else had that too. So Sableye, again, I'm glad I see the Sableye here because with the Shadow Claws and Foul Play, I would not want to see them on the DX or the Jellicent. So the good news is going straight Weather Ball here, I can outpace this. So I'm just gonna shield up everything and then just match shields with them and hopefully get to the Weather Ball before they get to their third foul play. So they're gonna use their second shield, which means I'm gonna use my second shield here. And then I should be able to get to the Weather Ball before they get to their foul play and just. So I don't care that I'm low on energy and I may get farmed. Well, if I may get farmed here, I may just switch into like a Jellicent or Deox because both of those are pretty okay safe switches. And now comes a Deox, so I didn't want to be countered down. So coming to the Jellicent, and Jellicent has a really good match because Shadow Ball will be super effective against the Deox. So they're going to Rock Slide, and if they don't have Thunderbolt, Rock Slide is not going to do a ton of damage to you. They come in with their Ninetales, so I learned that a Shadow, I don't know how much damage this did. It did about 55-60%, which is not great because now you're going to need a second Shadow Ball here to take it out, which if they just throw a Weather Ball, I probably survive it but then they get an extra Charm down, which is too bad. So I don't think that the Deox could come in and just counter down here. So what I did was I know I was going to die in one move anyways, but that one fire spin probably was enough to allow me to counter down. So now it's a Deox mirror match. I had a bit of loaded energy, so I think I have an energy advantage. I don't know how much energy they have left. So now it's just a race to the rock slides. I'm trying to fast move deny here. And they throw the rock slide, I throw the rock slide, and now after this rock slide, they're gonna be low enough that I just need to throw a Psycho Boost. So it's just gonna be a race to the Psycho Boost, getting the leg a bit, and am I able to outpace them? Just. So really close there, but so far so good. Jellicent is a really nice safe switch, but sometimes you'll see in another match and with the first one, I really would have liked the Ice Beam. I do bait a couple times with Bubble Beam, so that is beneficial to have, and lowering the attack is always beneficial, but sometimes I would have liked the Ice Beam. So a great lead here into the Ninetales. They come to the Medchamp, and I quickly go to the hard counter that is Jellicent, and they know it's over. So that's just a hard walled on the front, hard walled on your switch, and it's a tough matchup to continue. Wigglytuff here is okay, actually, because I think I can definitely outpace this with just going straight Weather Ball, and they switch to Altaria. So I know Altaria is not going to expect the overheat, so I throw out because this will do at least 50%. And now I can come in with because I don't have Ice Beam. Ice Beam, if I had Ice Beam on Jellicent, I probably would have come in quicker on Jellicent to throw that. But because I don't, I have Bubble Beam, I need to lower the attack so I can just throw a Rock Slide to take out the Altaria. So I shielded anything up because Altaria does hit pretty hard. Threw a Rock Slide, so now they match, so we're even shields. I'm going to let this one go because I can survive it. And then I know I'm going to be low enough that I'm not going to be able to get 2 moves off if I don't go double Psycho Boost here. So even though it's going to lower my attack twice, I'm at least going to get another one off at whatever comes in next. So get to the charge move. Even though it's double debuffed, it's good to just throw a charge move anyways. And it does an okay amount of chip damage for being double debuffed. So like my strategy is if you're not going to get to a second move, just throw the 2 lesser ones even if it's going to lower your attack. So they switch in to Vigoroth, and this is another match where a Nice Beam would have been awesome because Body Slams are resisted, which is great, but my Hex and my Shadow Ball are resisted as well, so I can only throw Bubble Beams here, which is fine because you lower the attack, but it doesn't do much, and your Hexes don't do much, so you need like 3 or 4 Bubble Beams here plus all the Hexes just to get rid of this, and I was already half down on health too. So this is when the Ice Beam coverage would have been much better. But okay, we're just going to keep throwing resisted counters at each other. So they come in with a Wigglytuff to reset the Bubble Beam debuffs there. So I'm going to just take down the energy here. I don't know what I was thinking here. Just to get some energy and then go out into the Ninetales probably. Yeah. Lower the attack again. Maybe I should have saved that for because that doesn't kill, and I can go in and quick counter down with the Ninetales. So maybe I should have banked that move, because now the Vigoroth has a move that they're going to come in with and throw it at me and take me out. So now it's going to be a Bubble Beam race. They still have a shield, so I need to burn that, and probably get off another Bubble Beam. But they can probably get to Bulldoze now, and Bulldoze is not resisted. So it could be close enough to take me out if they get to it, which I just lost CMP, it looks like, and they have a Bulldoze and 1 HP. 1 HP and a dream right there. So and the counters and the clock's going down. So the Bubble Beam lowered the attack really helped survive there. But again, if I had Ice Beam, I would have knocked it out much earlier. So that was I went 5-0 in that set. Yeah, I missed the first match there that didn't record properly. So they come into a Politoed. So this is pretty good. They are loading up and they may have Earthquake, so I respect the Earthquake and Shield here, I believe. Yes, but it's just a Blizzard, which is resisted. So now I know that for next time, so I can get off the Shadow Ball here. And this will be, I don't know if it'll take it out, but it'll be pretty close to taking it out. Yeah, so now I can just counter down or Hex down. And even if they throw another Blizzard, I don't need to worry about it because I know it'll be resisted. So here comes the Blizzard, doesn't do too much. and now I'm loaded with energy for whatever comes back in. It's Ninetales, so I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball, and I think I can get to another Shadow Ball before they get to their either Charm Me Down or get to a fast move here. Yeah, or charge move here. So will they shield or will they just let this go? And they decide to let it go, and they're going to go double shield Medicham. So I immediately switch in to my Ninetales just because I want to see what moves it has, and two, I think I could just do Weather Ball spam to draw shields or do chip damage. I suspect they're going to shield everything that comes to them because they don't know what I have in the back either. So I'm going to get the second Weather Ball off. And they shield again. Okay. So I probably let this go because I'm thinking that a one shielded Deox against a half power. I come in with the Jellicent just to do chip damage / let them throw some energy, which I think they power punch again. Right, so now it's what, 3 times boosted? So I do need to watch out for if they do throw like a psychic or something because, so I'm going to shield up the first one just because they had been building up. And it's just an ice punch, so I think I can survive an ice punch, plus I'm low enough that I could just psycho boost them, so. Good game there. Deox on the lead is, again, kind of tough because they get to the rock slide at a decent pace, and that's super effective, and the weather balls, I need a couple of them. So I actually saw the Psycho Boost on my Jellicent and go into Lickitung. Oh yeah. This is when Ice Beam would also be awesome because Lickitung is basically a better version of Vigoroth because it has that normal typing. It's doing licks, which are ghost, so more effective against the Deox and the Jellicent, and it knows Power Whip, which is also super effective against the Jellicent. And there you see it. So all I can do is Bubble Beam spam here to lower the attack. It's going to take me out, no problem. And then it's going to reset. I think it's just threw a move here just to burn. I think they're switch locked still, so I think they do this even though it's not going to hurt because they're 2 times lowered. But just to like burn the clock that they can now go out to Amanda Buzz. And this is where I'm in trouble because now I have a Lickitung that I need to deal with that I don't really have a good counter for. Or Licky, I guess I should say. I now have Amanda Buzz that's going to come in and go hard against my Deox. So I'm just going to keep throwing these rock slides. I'm going to shield up everything because I think I need to keep my Deox alive for the Licky. So they match shield. I think I'm going to shield up the next thing that comes through as well. And I see that my switch clock is up. So I think my plan is to throw the rock slide to either get a shield or put it super low and then go into my Ninetales and start getting ahead on energy there. And they let it go. So able to take it with one quick move. Deox comes in, so now I got to spam these weather balls to burn some shields or do some good chip damage. So they let the first one go. I'm going to get to a second one. If they want to get to a rock slide, they need to shield this, or they're just going to let it all ride on their, no, so they shield. And I think a rock slide is going to be super effective. I don't know if it'll take me out, but it's going to be pretty close. Yeah. And now Lickitung. Oh, it is a Lickitung. Oh, it is Lickitung. It's not Licky. It's a Lickitung. So Lickitung body slam spams me here, and I can get to a Psycho Boost, but I still have, I think, the Mandibuzz in the back with some, oh no, the Deox in the back still with some energy. So not, that's another one where Ice Beam would have helped on the normal type Pokemon. It's running just Bubble Beam and Shadow Ball really hurts. So another good lead here, and they go into the matchup again. Are they going to quit like last time? Nope, they are staying in this time. So they are going to let this go. I do, and it's a Psychic, which does a decent amount. So I'm building up, and I don't know if they expected me to like bait here, but I just threw the Shadow Ball, and I one-shots, which is awesome. So in comes the Shadow Ninetales. Again, I'm going to do a Shadow Ball, which is about 50% chip damage, which we saw from last time. So get that off. I'm probably going to go down to the Charms here because I'm locked. So come in with the Ninetales. I have 2 shields, so I could have let this go, but I had 2 shields and I don't know what's in the back, so I'd rather just preserve the health on this. And it is a Politoed. And, oh yeah. So this is where my opponent maybe made a mistake. I shielded and I threw. So if I was the opponent, I was thinking, why is he throwing here when I'm water? It's because I threw an overheat, and look how much damage that does on a resisted water Politoed. So now I was lucky that they didn't use any of their shields, that I could just come in and just counter down, and they're low enough in the back that I would have just been able to counter down. So I think my opponent maybe misplayed. Like if you see that I shielded and I threw a move, even if it's resisted, you might want to consider that a nuke is coming. So great lead here. Jellicent again. So Jellicent is going to be, I can only do the mirror match because Deoxys can get destroyed, and so is the Ninetales. So I shield this up. It's a Bubble Beam bait, so that doesn't feel good. I'm just going to go for the straight Shadow Ball. Luckily, they threw way too fast there, so I know this is just another Bubble Beam, so I can let this one go and not have to spend a shield. So I throw the Shadow Ball here. I think it lands, and it does a good amount of damage, so now I can just go Bubble Beam. Why am I not going? Oh, I tried for the hard counter. Did I not shield? Yeah. I tried for the hard counter, and then I threw the Shadow Ball, so I just left with all that energy, and I'm down a shield. So that's not great. And they come in with the Bastiodon. So here, again, Bastiodon double shielded, but not expecting the overheat. So I'm just going to get this off for good chip, 50% chip damage, come with the Deox. So that's going to be low enough that I can counter down later. This is where having Psycho Boost is key, because Psycho Boost can be super effective, and even with the lowered attack, it should one-shot from a Shadow Vic, which only has 60% health. So I'm going to get both shields here because I need to respect it, even though I'm 2 times down and I'm 4 times. So I'm countering, and they, I think, make a mistake here and just throw the Acid Spray because I think they want to try and get more farm. But I'm able to get to another Psycho Boost and get it off, which will take it out. Yep. And so this go down, not enough farm on Bastiodon, and I have a shield left, so they can't throw anything, and I get to the overheat, which I don't think I need the overheat. I probably could have done it just on a weather ball, but I like to throw those overheats. So despite almost throwing the match with that Jellicent there, I managed to pull it out. And another Bastiodon lead. So I think I probably just go straight into the Jellicent here. Jellicent doesn't have an amazing matchup, but it's okay. And this is where I say I want Ice Beam. This is where Bubble Beam bait worked for me. So because they shielded up and it lowered the attack. So I'm able to go for the Shadow Ball now. I've already got 1 shield, so it's very unlikely that they're going to spend a second shield here. And I get that off. It's not going to do enough. And do I get to the Bubble Beam in time? No, we CMP. And I think, oh, I do shield. I shield because I guess I want to keep Switch. Oh yeah, I do want to keep Switch because it's a Bastion, right? So I need to align it with my Deox. And I think they realize that, so they shield to try and keep alignment on their end, but I'm able to Bubble Beam. So as much as I say I want Ice Beam, the reason I just flipped this match and got both shields is because of Bubble Beam. So now the Bastion comes out. I can still get off a Bubble Beam to lower the attack, which is great. I'm going to go down here, which is no problem because I have my alignment with my Deox here. And they're going to throw. I don't know what's in the back, and I lower their attack one, so I just let this go because it doesn't do a lot like you just see. And it's Metachamp, so I'm worried that if they Power Punch, they could take out my Ninetales, so I just want to do some Psycho Boost chip damage, plus those attacks aren't that useful on the Bastiodon anyways. So I'm going to let this go, I believe, because I want to save the shield for, oh, and it's a Psychic, right. So did not expect the Psychic, but it's okay because I can get this Weather Ball off and it'll be take him out or pretty close to taking them out that I can just Weather Ball down. Now the Bastion does not get a lot of farm, which is great because now I can probably just counter down. And again, with 1 shield, I'm going to win this match anyways, but I make a mistake here because I throw the Rock Slide, which is resisted. Your best bet is to just keep throwing those counters until it's about this low and then just throw the Psycho Boost because it's a more effective move than throwing a Rock Slide. resisted non-stab rock slide. But again, it doesn't matter because I had a shield that I can just counter down, but future self would um, just counter as much and then throw a Psycho Boost. So that's it. That is the end of the Remix Cup. It was fun to not have to go against Azus and GFIS all the time. And I'm going to start Ultra League tomorrow, and I'm going to start with a modified version of my counter to double Empoleon double Dragon team. So keep an eye out for that in the next couple days. I'll see you then.